What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dima Talks. Today we're going to Asheville, North Carolina, which is pretty much just a woke hellhole by now. Should be pretty easy to find NPCs to interview. Let's get into it.
My name is and if this footage comes out anywhere, I am suing. Anywhere, I am suing.
In your opinion, do you feel like feminism has been a net good or a net negative to society in general?
A net positive. I'm old enough that I was told at times I couldn't do things because I was a female, such as lifting weights. There are definitely things that people automatically assume because I'm a female and I'm in the medical profession. When they see me, they assume I'm a nurse.
Is that people's fault for having pattern recognition? Wouldn't you agree that most nurses are female?
No.
Feminism has been a net positive or a net negative for society in general?
A bit of both. You know, that's a lot to go into, but I would say a bit of both.
At the end of the day, what we really want to be reaching for is equality, and by putting, a certain gender on a specific pedestal, kind of like gets rid of the whole idea of equity and making sure everyone here is actually equal.
So obviously, you would say the patriarchy's going pretty strong, right?
Most people in positions of power are men.
Okay. When you say patriarchy, that implies a system that is attempting to control women.
Well, you said patriarchy.
Well, if you're a feminist, that's one of the core beliefs of feminism is that
there's a lot of different kinds of feminism, and I wouldn't have you define what I believe feminism is.
Okay, so you don't think that there's a patriarchy?
I don't really use those terms.
Then what are feminists fighting for if it's not the patriarchy?
Got him!
I would say a net positive. There is some negative flashbacks, but I would say in general it's been a helpful thing and it needs to continue to stay around for sure.
What would you say that feminism is fighting right now?
I would say, of course the patriarchy, but also just like social ideals of women and how they should look, how they should dress, how they should act. Just people on the street, getting catcalled, walking down the street, stuff like that.
Do you think that's appropriate to shout out at women as they're running by?
Yes.
Feminists are fighting for equality.
Equality in which way?
Oh, things like rights to their own body autonomy.
Wait, give me an example. I don't know where.
Abortion rights.
Yeah. Well, abortion rights, technically, you're talking about there's another body there, so it's not just your body. No one's stopping you from doing anything to your own body. It's just the body of another.
Actually, someone would be stopping you from doing something to your own body.
Well, yes, if you're using your body to kill another human being, then in that case, yes.
You're not a human being when you're a bundle of cells.
Well, it's a potential human being.
So is a sperm.
True, that hasn't went through a process of transfiguration at any level.
It's like it's not viable as a sperm. It's not viable within the first couple months in a woman's body.
So is the patriarchy still a problem?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I live with it. I'm married to a white male, and he sometimes does not see where there have been disadvantages for me because of my sex. So when I say things like break the patriarchy, he just looks at me like I'm an alien.
Okay. Don't you think that both genders go through their fair share of trials and tribulations, and maybe it's to be expected for any individual in the world, no matter what background you're from?
Not to the same extent.
So you would agree that there's a especially with your definition, there's a patriarchy.
Yes.
Right? So it's systematic oppression. Even if certain individual men don't know they're doing it, it's systematically happening, correct?
Correct.
Can you give me any examples?
Sure. Give me a moment. I think women are overly sexualized usually, and I think that it's just the overall frame is such that the media is almost created for men. It's like a man's view. It's like a man's gaze, and I think that women are taught to emphasize and value their looks more than they necessarily need to.
Isn't it feminism that has taken the clothes off of women? Isn't it feminism that that push the pussy hat riots and
Right,
the
yeah.
whole idea of my body, my choice, so I can clothe it, unclothe it if I want.
Right.
That seems to me that if there was a systematic oppression by the patriarchy, it would be putting clothes on women, similar to what's happening in Islam.
Yeah, fair. That's a pretty solid point. If women are choosing to like sexualize themselves, like getting OnlyFans, doing sex work, and like feeling positive about it, on the one hand there is like that, you know, patriarchal influence, like they've been sexualized, but on the other hand, like they do need to like be able to feel the right to be like sexual beings and do it like as they want on their own terms as they see fit. So it's pretty nuanced.
Why are people out here like what reason is there to wear booty shorts where you can see that like your bottom ass cheek hanging out? Like what other reason is there for that aside? Oh, I want somebody to look, because there's absolutely no reason. If you wanted something that was, oh yeah, it's, you know, it's too hot out here, you wear you some little gym shorts that come down to like, hell, I'll give you 4 inches below your little cooter, you know.
Yeah. So
If like we socialized women and like girls from a young age to step into their power and like their assertiveness too.
Well, I think women do step into their power, and they are taught to step into their power, but their power is not being a CEO of a factory, in my opinion. Their power is not, they have a very, very unique set of gifts that they've been given. They can bring birth, they could give birth to children, they can nurture a family, and those things, we look down on them now, and we say, why can't a woman do what a man can do? But a man can't do what a woman can do as well. We should value both genders for what they bring to the table, instead of trying to make them all one.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need to accept that there are going to be average differences, and like not to try and erase gender. That's just probably like not going to work. It's not going to happen. And like, what about all the women who are more masculine than like you and me, and like who like could be firefighters and like probably wouldn't be like well suited to like just like motherhood, I guess. Like what do they do?
There are those situations, and I feel like those women should follow exactly what is in their heart, and they should be that firefighter or whatever. My point is that yes, there's extremes and outliers, but in generality, in general, women don't want to be firefighters. I mean, you can just look at it by the amount of, you can just look at it according to the amount of applications they give in fire stations, or how many women want to be bricklayers. They don't want to be bricklayers.
From what I can tell it's made a lot more people self-aware.
Switchblades, cocaine.
And more like, people call it woke, but it's really just being self-aware, like aware of what's going around them and like, you know, how they go about things, I guess.
So you would agree that there is a patriarchy of men that are keeping women down systematically?
Absolutely. In the world, somewhere, everywhere.
It's such a well-paying career. Most nursing students nowadays are male.
I don't know if it has so much to do with how much the job pays as it has to do with what female or what women, what kind of jobs they would like to do. There's a reason we don't see female bricklayers. We don't see any females dying to work in sewage places.
You're not going to the right places, hon. I see those people all the time. They're my patients, and they're women. They lay bricks and they do electric work, and they work in the factories right next to the guys.
Well, the reason I say that is because I install siding. I've been doing construction my whole life. I've seen one woman on a construction site in my entire life that was actually doing physical labor. So I just thought it'd be safe to assume that women preferred not to do that kind of stuff.
No, we're looking for jobs that we have the skills for, and then we can get paid well for.
Okay, just a few more questions, and I'll let you go find your Pokemon.
I honestly feel like if a woman really wanted to get into that field, I don't really feel like there's really much to stop her from doing that.
There's not much
like
stopping.
Construction, or I think a lot of it has to do with statistics. Like statistically, men are just much more likely to create a business or become business owners. Like, just if you look at it from like a numbers standpoint, it's men that typically do that. Like there's not enough women that step up.
Are women more attracted to men that would be more willing to do anything they please, or a man that will go his way and expect a woman to follow?
I'm looking for a partner. I'm looking for someone who's equal and able to express what they want and what they need and treat me as an equal. I don't want someone who just thinks about their own needs or something like that.
Well, that's not what I said.
Yeah, I understand that, but I've been married for 34 years.
Well, I know I look young to you, but I've been married for 11. I have 3 children, so I do have a little bit of taste of what marriage is as well. So I'm not completely speaking from a place of ignorance.
Society is unfair.
Don't you understand? Nobody cares about all the trials and tribulations of your fucking weak cunt lives.
And is like exaggerating like pre-existing differences in a way that's kind of bad for everybody.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna, that specific point, we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
Well, can I actually ask a follow-up question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like imagine that you were raised like from a young age like the way that a girl is, like to like make yourself like small, to get out of the way, not have opinions, be nice. What ways do you foresee yourself like now being different?
I disagree with the question in its just entirety, because I don't feel like women are brought up to feel small in the ways that you say. I feel like women more than ever, even more than men right now, are brought up that you're a girl boss, you can do it. I mean, you know, I live in the world, I see what women say, I'm on social media. I think that men are stumped down on the ground right now and told that they can't do anything. I think it's like white men are told to shut the hell up, but women? No, bro. They're being pushed into every... See you later. They're being pushed into any position they want to be in. They just don't want it.
People are just reinforcing the like gender narratives. Boys have to be masculine, girls have to be feminine.
I agree, and I partially agree, but I also think that's a good thing. I think they should be reinforced more.
You don't have my permission to use this tape.
Yeah. My name is and if this footage comes out anywhere, I am suing. I will fucking come after you.